monkey bird. No, no dinosaur. Hi, I'm going to show you how to pomade and powder your hair and to achieve a really basic 18th century hairstyle. The poof in front, a little bit of braid in back. I have longer hair, so this tutorial will work for those at home who have midland to longer hair like myself, and also a fancier hairstyle thereafter. It's more, I guess, 1770s, very early 80s. Again, this is a super basic tutorial, really basic, something you can quickly do out at an event, in the field somewhere, even with a tiny pocket mirror. You're gonna want to start with your hair dry. Doesn't necessarily have to be clean, even if it's greasy, doesn't really matter. The whole pomade and powdering process is pretty much like a conditioner and dry shampoo of the period. Make sure you have all your supplies on hand. Puff to puff. Rat. Monkey bird. What is in the hat box? Newsprint. Cap. More cap. Big ass donut. That we might use at a later video. Powder. Mine pretty disgusting. Actually, this one's far worse. Monkey bird. Come back here. Come back. Come here. There. I'm going to start by pomading the hair. I'm going to take a little bit that's about the edge of your nail. You can see there. Not too much. And warm it up with your fingers and goes through lock by lock, greasing it basically till it looks wet, then powdering here vigorously like a weirdo. Yeah, make sure everything is covered. I use a caster for start, but I also use a puff later. Make sure to touch your fuzz. Give love to your fuzz. Look at your fluff. Look at your fluff. So very pretty. So very cute. But getting it through the root to the end, coming through, that will help both remove as well as get it dispersed throughout the hair. This you'll do many layers of between both pomading and powdering. I think I do 2 in this video. You can do it as many times as you want. The more you do it, the lighter your hair will get. You'll also notice you'll get more volume, and my hair, as you can see, gets very fluffy. Once happy with your powder, you're going to get your rat. This one happens to be small and long. This is actually the wrong one that I prefer to use, but if you have bangs or not, you want to take the front of your hair and roll it up. As you can see, I'm using regular pins. Historical ones are more like the U-shaped ones. I prefer the more modern ones. Getting your sides, or making sure you're happy with the front. Mine, again, I was using the wrong wrap for this. You're going to get that puff in the front. You want it a little more away from, opposed to sitting on your forehead. You can see it a little better here. And then you're going to get the sides and kind of blend them into that front poof area and smoothing it out and pinning it almost just behind where your poof is now sitting. So again, blending it so it makes more a giant unipoof of sorts in the front. To me, this reads a little more mid-20th century, but it's because I'm kind of using the wrong poof. But you get the general idea and feel of this. For the most part, you're not really going to see much other than the front because of wearing a cap. This is really a, again, quick and dirty, basic middle to working class hairstyle. And now for the rest of your hair, you're going to just braid it. Yep. I mean, you can do it a little higher up if you want. Mine's pretty low because I typically have my braid, the end of it, peeking out from under my cap. Yeah, my hair's long. And pin any loose ends kicking around. You want the area in the back to be nominally not a disaster. Even though it's under your cap, you can hide many things under there, including your terrible hair that you put together this morning. I'm gonna make it into a coil, just a basic bun at the top, pin that in. This kind of looks pretty lumpy here, but you know, you want it secure. This will be your base that your cap will sit upon. Get your cap. I guess you can kind of adjust it to get it to sit there. Here's this kind of perching here, but get it to sit well. You can loosen up your ties in the back, as your cap should have ties. You can have it sit a little lower, covering your ears a bit more, tucking it in. Make sure not to totally squash it down though, just have it sit on the hair. This cap really needs to be pressed. But yeah, make sure again it's sitting comfortably and smoothly on your head. You can also take the ties and tie them a little tighter, causing it to, again, sit a little higher up on your hair, a little more perching, per se. Yeah, need pressing. There you go. Ta-da! It's my rat I was looking for. Butt face.
Butt face.
Taking a bigger rat, as you can see, you're going to do pretty much what we had started in the more simpler look. Get that poof going in the front and blending the sides. Just much, much bigger poofliness going on right there. Super puff. Again, blending, tucking behind, pinning, making vaguely sure it looks like what you want. And now you're going to partition sections of your hair on either side. This is going to take some practice. I would suggest doing this at home before doing this in the field somewhere to get a feel for even the general thickness of your hair, because you're going to take these parts. These will be the two coils or buckles, the curls on the side of your head. The curler you're going to use is basically a dowel. This one is roughly half an inch in diameter. You can get smaller or bigger ones depending on your need. Literally can go to a craft store and get these. You can buy it online, but this you'll use to curl your hair. It also helps to pomade as you go along, and powder too, particularly towards near your scalp, because that part is going to be on the exterior of the curl. You're going to take either really long pins. There are 2-inch long bobby pins. You can use regular ones, but you're going to go on either side on the inner portion of the coil or the curl, on the top and bottom of it, on the back and front. You can see, making sure it's caught the hair underneath and is secure. These never come out perfectly. Again, it's going to take practice. I'm going to do 2 on either side. You can do more than 2, you can do 3, you can probably do 4. Really depends on how elaborate you're feeling, but you get the basic idea. Making sure they're nominally even-ish. You can make one bigger or smaller, again, preference, and even historical time period when you are. And doing the other side, one side will always come out better than the other. You may need to play around with them.
Fine.
Now the back, you're going to divide into half, or thirds depending on the thickness of your hair. Thicker of the two going to be this other puff that you can see here. I took that thinner rat to create, although it really should have been pinned up higher. This is a little loose. That other half to 2/3, will split in half again, create like a loop. You can have it hang a little lower or higher depending on your preference. Again, well pomaded and powdered will help with this to create a smoother shape, because this loop you will actually take and pin part way up. You want to clean, you can kind of see there, it's really dark. In the second other upper portion, you pin it part way there, and this other loose bit will be another curl. Taking this, you can also use a wrap for this one if you have one on hand, or just a curl. It becomes a little smoother if you do have a rat to do it, because it's a little messy here. And taking the last third, you're going to braid. This is one of those things where you can braid as far down as you want. You can either have it sit smoothly atop that loop, or actually a little bit below the loop if you want it more distinguishable from that portion. It's kind of like an extra decoration. And pin again part way up. You'll have that other loose end. Create a coil with that. Again, this really needed to be tighter. Not the greatest. Quick and dirty. Does the job. It's going to get covered anyway. Another layer of powder. Create smoothed out look. Sometimes you can use colored here. That would be a whole separate video. Here's our double ruffle action right there. And it's going to perch on your hairdo. Exactly. Much like the other cap. It's just going to hang out and get perched there. Making sure it's smooth, although again I need some pressing up in here. And then you'll see the back, little peeking braid and loop peeking out. Puff in the front. Just slightly fancier. And if you want more puff, because you don't have enough puff action, you can literally take a piece of fabric or another rat or puff, what you have on hand, and pin that into place, because nobody's gonna see it. The magic of big caps. Look at that. Oh, so puff. So puff. So magical. Yep. There you go. And again, making sure your ruffles are doing their ruffliness. You can also take a piece of ribbon, tie it off the top for making it a little bit more fancier. You can also put like a little bow or fake flower or what have you there too if you wanted to, depending upon how fancy you're going for. Eek, that needs to get fixed. Look at that. There you go. That's some basic man. You can do this. Be more presentable instead of being in my underwear. So there you go. Here's your hairdo and your outfit. Making it happen. I need a good pressing, but that's what you get when your stuff has been in a box because you moved and there has been no events all season. Yay, plague. Also, entreat your bird friends to hang out with you. So, thanks for joining me in on this wacky, stupid adventure. I hope you vaguely enjoyed this. I guess it didn't come out horrible. It's okay. It's Monkey Bear. Yes. Let's try some fancier. You're gonna end up hitting buttons on there. Don't you? Don't you be in the way? Snuggle Meister. This is Monkey Bird. No, no dinosaur. This is Monkey Bird, by the way. For future. orbs. I guess you could subscribe so you can see my stupid face. Or for Monkey Bird's adorable. She's full of adorable. Is that right? Yes! And follow along on other stupid adventures I am going on. Maybe there'll be more. Maybe it'll be fun. I don't know! Yay. If you enjoyed this video, because it actually added value to your life, or for some reason you found it entertaining, and or you like bird friends, smack that subscribe button. I might do more of this garbage in the future.